Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matt with RARTCG. Today's video is all about the benefits of bulk. This is all about why I believe selling bulk is a great place to kickstart your Pokemon card business. But before we dive into all of my main points we're going to talk about and look at today, I want to invite you, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Leaving a like on this video will help propel it in the algorithm. It is super beneficial for me and my channel. So if you've been around for a while, I appreciate all the love and support, guys. The channel is growing like crazy. If you're new and just wanting to dive in and learn about bulk, don't hit that like button yet. Watch the video, see if you get any value from it, and then make your decision. If you hated the video, don't forget to hit that dislike button as well on your way out. I appreciate all of y'all. Again, our goal is 1,000 subs and we're so close to getting there. So why do I believe that bulk is the best place to start your Pokemon card business? A lot of people look at bulk and kind of turn up their nose a little bit like, I'm not going to sell bulk. It's a little bit too much work, right? So why do people act like that? Well, to be honest, it's because selling bulk does take a lot of work. It takes, sourcing the bulk lots. You can buy bulk online on eBay, but the best place to source bulk is going to be in person using Facebook Marketplace, using some negotiation, some conversation, person-to-person skills, and that may intimidate a lot of people. But to be honest, if you're considering starting a business, you can't avoid it because the moment you start your business, you need to start generating revenue because no one starts a business to lose money. So you have to learn how to buy and how to sell. Well, selling cards is nice and is kind of convenient because we have marketplaces like eBay and TCG Player. But when it comes to buying cards, oftentimes the most convenient place to buy is not going to be the most effective or best place for a reseller, for a business. That is because all of the prices and fees are already baked in, and the odds of you buying a card off a TCG Player and flipping it on TCG Player for like any kind of profit margin is like, I don't want to like guarantee it's zero, but it's basically 0%, okay? There may be like this crazy situation that you buy, a card and then like a week later, by the time you get it, it's gone up like 20%. So you can make a couple percent there on the card, but we're not gonna talk about that. That's super rare. It never happens. Don't worry about it. If you're wanting to buy cards to sell and to run a business, you need to start developing some person-to-person skills. And the reason why I think bulk is the best place to start is a couple reasons. Let's talk about it. This is from the buying side. So this is you as a business buying a bulk lot and why that's beneficial for you just getting started out. Well, number one, it's that person-to-person skills. It's reaching out to somebody that's posted on Facebook Marketplace and saying, hey, I'm interested in buying your bulk. Here's what I can offer. Here's why. Are you interested? And then that back and forth begins. And sometimes you secure the cards in the lot and sometimes you don't. But here's the deal. A lot of times as a reseller, if you're looking truly for bulk, like you're not looking for someone on Facebook Marketplace that's selling 100 bulk cards and lots, that's a business, okay? We're not looking to buy from businesses. That's like, if you take anything away from this video 3 minutes into it, do not buy your product from businesses. That is going to be the lowest return on investment that you can find. Quick, like rule of thumb. The more convenient, the more convenient and easy something is for your business, the less money you're going to be able to make from that decision. All of the riches, as Pat Flynn says, Deep Pocket Monster, are found in the niches. Niches. He says niches, riches, niches, but it's niches. Anyways, we're going to keep going. The riches are found where people are not willing to go. It's found in those deep areas of the hobby. It's niching down into something like bulk and really learning the business, learning how to maximize profits there. And from a percentage standpoint, bulk is crazy, y'all. The average buy price, if I was gonna say, hey, go buy 1,000 cards right now, typically you wanna buy 1,000 cards for $10. I recommend trying to get anywhere between $5 to $10 for 1,000 cards. And this whole point that I'm talking about right now is as a reseller, as a business, you're typically going to be buying from collectors and people in the hobby. This is really actually such a great opportunity for you that you may not even fully understand. It is important as a reseller and as a business to understand, engage, and partake in almost all of the areas of the hobby. No, it doesn't mean you have to be a professional Pokemon card player. It doesn't mean that you have to collect, a full set of base set, first edition, anything like that. It just, oh my gosh, almost caught for there. It just means that you need to be part of the hobby. You need to understand, why are certain cards worth what they are. So you need to have some sort of familiarity with the game so that you know why certain trainers are more expensive, like Hilda and Night Stretcher. But again, like, you don't have to be an expert. In fact, I just recently had an experience where not being an expert kind of, I learned something new from actually PokePaster. He was doing a stream and we were talking about the Psyduck promo from Mega Evolutions. Evidently, Psyduck has this ability called Damp, and it really helps counter a specific deck that's in the meta. And so that card is pumping right now because of the playability of it and how scarce it is, how hard it is to find the card. So that's one of the reasons why understanding the hobby, you don't have to be an expert, but understanding certain parts of it can help you in your business. And by buying from collectors, buying their bulk, you get to engage with people that are partaking and enjoying Pokemon cards in a different way than you are. And so don't lose those opportunities to connect with people, to learn more about Pokemon from somebody else. And you never know what kind of doors that can open just by just little kindness. So you have to, buy from Facebook Marketplace is my number one. Number two, always be kind in negotiations. Put the person first that's in front of you. That doesn't mean you're gonna overpay for something. By no means. You have to make sure that your buy prices are very strict so that you can make the margin you need to make to keep your business profitable. But by doing that, by being shrewd in that way, it doesn't mean that you just get to be rude to everybody or treat everything in a transactional manner. I just think that we should always put the person first, because at the end of the day, if we are resellers and we're businesses in the Pokemon TCG arena, it's all about the person. It's all about the collector, the player. It's all about the person. Anyways, let's move on. So that's one of the reasons why I think bulk is so beneficial. The low barrier to entry. You can buy 1,000 cards for about $10. You could run out, find a lot of $500 cards, and go from there and start a little business. Start learning how to ship. And that's what we're going to turn into next, is the shipping side of it. Buying and selling in bulk isn't going to make you rich overnight, but it will allow you to generate revenue that you can reinvest in other areas of the hobby. So if you decide to get started with bulk, you can then transition and take the revenue that you've made there and transition that to buying a collection, or look at buying some Japanese sealed products and having that shipped over from Japan and selling that in different ways. There's a lot of different options that are made available to you. And even though bulk is a lot of work initially by sorting and getting everything listed, I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of work, but it does open doors and it will give you experience over time learning how to ship things. And that's what we're gonna talk about. Shipping is super intimidating. Before I started my business, the shipping aspect of it was probably the scariest part for me. I don't mind talking to people. As you can see, I feel pretty comfortable in front of a camera. But to me, the idea of preparing an envelope, preparing a bubble mailer, it was just so foreign. There was just this big question mark in my brain. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know what to do. And so I had to consume a lot of content. I had to actually take packages to the post office, get told that I did it wrong, and redo things. And then eventually, after 10, 20, 100 orders, I started to be like, oh, I got this. It just takes repetition. It's just like going to the gym or learning a new sport or skill. You just got to put the reps and the time in, and it's amazing how good you can get at something. You may look at somebody talking to a camera and you may be like, man, I could never be like that person. That person's so just comfortable and casual in front of a camera. But the truth is I've just done this a lot of times, I've just gotten used to staring at where the camera is to make it appear as if I'm looking and making contact with eye contact. Not that I'm reaching through the glass and be like, oh, hey, what's up? Anyways, so that's another thing. The shipping, it can be intimidating, but you learn it over time. There's a ton of videos out there. I've done some shorts on my shipping process. And if you're interested in me doing a longer form content video on shipping, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to do that. So these two areas, just the buying aspect of it and then the shipping, like those are invaluable skills. Those are invaluable experiences that you can roll over to any other, like it translates almost one-to-one with any other area of selling in the hobby. The other thing that I really want to talk about is just the fact that this is such a low barrier to entry. You do not have to have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started selling and running a business in Pokemon. Now that may sound crazy to you, but it's true, y'all. Like you could have a couple $100, run out and get some envelopes, some stamps, some tape, a couple of top loaders, and then buy like 500 cards from a collector, or even look at your closet, man. I bet you got some ETBs in there full of bulk that you haven't sorted through because you haven't had time to, because life is life. And sometimes life just roundhouse kicks you in the throat and you just gotta focus on life for a little bit, okay? Like that happens, but you may not even need to buy any bulk because it's already sitting in your house, like in ETBs. So, what do you do with that? Well, the best part about it is you just get started. You sort it by set, you sort alphabetically. Those are the two keys if you're gonna use TCG Player to list your cards. I promise, like if you sort by set and you sort the set alphabetically, you're winning, okay? It'll make listing the cards easier. It'll make shipping the cards easier, and you'll be organized. The other tip to it is to make sure that your inventory, anything that's live on TCG Player, is set aside in a separate area. For me, if I could easily turn the camera, I would. My inventory is kind of up over here, but I have this whole shelving unit with about 6 5-row boxes. They can contain about 5,000 cards each. I have those here. That's all my active inventory. And then in storage in my closet right here, I've got, the excess bulk of 100,000 cards in there that I haven't had time to get to. So I hope this is encouraging you as you listen to this, as we kind of talk through the different skill sets that bulk will help you build over time. And just know that you don't, like if you start with bulk, you don't have to stay there. Like bulk can just be how you kind of dip your toes in and see if you like it. Because honestly, being a business, selling cards, having a Pokemon business isn't for everyone. I know it's glamorized right now because of how hot everything is, but it's honestly, you spend a lot of time buying, you spend a lot of time looking at Facebook Marketplace and buying cards. You spend a lot of time sorting, listing, and shipping cards, okay? And then I always encourage, like, have some social media presence, whether you're posting, your orders, having a little, talk over a little video that you made about a recent sell that you did or a recent collection that you bought. Like, that's always beneficial to put yourself out there, in my opinion, and you get better at it over time. But honestly, like, it's not like this super amazing, exciting experience where you feel like you're like conquering a dragon or whatever, like rushing into battle, it's more chill. It's a lot of work, but man, if you really find that you enjoy it, it's so worth it. But if you make your first 10 sells and you're like, oh, this is rough, I don't think I like this, that's perfectly fine. Just don't let a negative reselling experience take away from your enjoyment of the hobby. That's my most important note here at the end, is just remember, Pokemon brings us joy. We connect with the characters, we connect with the trainers. Don't forget to find joy in the hobby. And people can do that by being a business and reselling. People do that by playing the TCG. People do that by collecting the cards, having a sealed collection. Or maybe they don't engage with the cards at all. They just play the games as they release or watch the anime. Just don't forget how amazing Pokemon is, how amazing these cards are, how we admire the art and everything like that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave with this. You buy 1,000 cards for $10. Sometimes, actually, let's start with most of the time. Most of the time, you're dealing with really low value cards. Let's not lie here. A lot of cards are valued under 10 cents. But a lot of times you're selling cards that are worth 10 to 20 cents, and that's kind of how you make your bread and butter, as long as your shipping's efficient and everything with bulk. But every so often you find buried treasure. And this is one of my favorite things about going through a brand new bulk lot is you never know what you're gonna find. I've had this card right here. I've had this card for literally months on months, guys. I don't know if you can tell, you can a little bit. This is called a line hollow. Very, very niche, very rare. Came in a blister pack, I think from SV Base. Yeah, it was the whole Palmy evolution line. Palmy and Palmo were both galaxy foils, and then Palma was actually a line hollow. This card is actually worth $9. Okay, so if you break down the quick math of purchasing 1,000 cards for $10, you're purchasing each card for about a penny, which is the sweet spot for bulk. If you can negotiate it a little bit lower than that, you're winning even further as a business. It takes a lot of work to ship those, by the way. That's not a ripoff. It takes a lot of work to ship those cards. So buying at a penny is really effective. This card, though, this card, finding cards like this that you would never even assume worth $9, it'll blow your mind. It's really freaking cool. But thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you disliked the video, I want to know. Let me know down below. Have a good one, y'all. See you for the next one. Peace. Oh, I'm still recording. Bye.